Alrighty, well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Esoteric Influences for the 24th through 30th of January 2020. I'm going to take a quick drink of tea here. I hope everybody's doing well. We have 9 degrees here at our house this morning. Oh, lots of snow. It was supposed to pretty much melt yesterday, but it didn't happen. It just didn't get that warm. A little bit started to melt, but not enough. Anyway, let's see. I wanted to alert you to some things on that I've been doing. I started a different series called Guidance on the Path on Medium, so check for that. I don't think I'd done that last Sunday, but maybe I did, but I don't think so. Remember, the magical forecast appears Monday through Friday over at Stepping Aside on the blog. The spell casting information for each day or for most days appears over on Patreon. That's a little more focused than the esoteric influences or the magical forecast. A little bit more focused in on specific magical stuff. It includes more correspondences and whatnot. But this week's I wanted to say something about this week's geomancy runes before we get started. Conjunctio is going to appear twice, so union or joining. Puella, though, is going to appear 3 times, and so it indicates a lot of loosening effect of perceptions this week. So just keep that in mind when we go through this today. This is the bind rune for the week. That's already up on the blog. It's up over on the side panel, plus there's a post. It basically is about transforming interactions with spirit-infused eloquence, which we're going to need, going forward here. So keep that in mind and use that if you want to this week. Just sort of keep yourself focused, toward that. Interactions may be interesting going forward with everything coming out. People are going to be really upset. People are going to be really shocked. Or not, you might just go, oh yeah, well, that makes sense. Now that's that whole deal makes sense now. Now we know what that was. It's that kind of an attitude, that kind of a feeling you're going to have this week probably. So let's go ahead and get started on, we'll talk here quickly about the 3 human design channels that are activated by transits this week. We have a new one, recognition, adding to awareness and synthesis from last week. Synthesis is about the inner connection that we have in life with everything. Awareness is about sudden knowing and inspired thought and renewal. But recognition reflects the understanding that we determine our own potential from limitation, and that freedom really is just an illusion. So keep that one in mind in particular. It's going to become active later on this week. We're looking at Sunday now, today, the 24th. We have a 6 numerology for the day itself, not to be confused with life path. So you'll see that in the magical forecast if you look at that on the blog. But what the actual life path and challenges and all of that are for each day that I do that. But I just do that Monday through Friday. So we have Vunyo, fellowship, joy, the wish rune, harmony, success and happiness is the Elder Futhark rune, and then Conjunctio, or union or joining, is the geomancy rune for Sunday. The moon is in Gemini on Sunday, and the human design channels are awareness and synthesis. So note that recognition is not yet in play on Sunday. So this is a day where you express fellowship and joy with others, collaborate on new ideas and solutions with a focus on detailed analysis of a shared plan. Let compassion and benevolence guide your path on Sunday. The moon in Gemini supports your collaboration with others on Sunday, with Pallas influencing a strategic approach. Listen to your inner voice and make necessary adjustments where required. The channels of awareness and synthesis are activated by transits on Sunday, signaling inspired thought and awareness of our fundamental unity with others. The sun, earth, and moon align as well in Sunday's human design chart to foster an influence that shifts perceptions to a higher path of awareness. This is not the time for taking the easy way out, but one where the dignity of the collective experience is preserved. Remain adaptable to limitation while expressing a self-disciplined approach on Sunday. Now moving to Monday, the 25th of January, we have a 7 energy for the day itself. So balance and letting things come to rest. The rune is Isa, kind of reflects that 7 in a way. Alignment, stillness. It's the Norn rune of the present. It represents will development and freezing unwanted behavior. This is the first day where Puella, a little bit of scattered energy to make that happen. I don't know, kind of loosening up perceptions, and so you can let things settle out maybe. Let's see, scattered, it means scattered, fickle, passionate, highly emotional, ambivalent. The moon is in Gemini until Cancer at 10:52 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Let's see, and the human design channels again are awareness and synthesis. So you're going to want to align in source presence on Monday in an effort to avoid, excuse me, a scattered or ambivalent approach. Take a step back and observe, analyzing all factors so that you make the best decision possible. As the moon travels into sensitive and nurturing Cancer, in the latter part of the morning, your confidence and self-esteem comes into focus. A positive attitude will make the best use of this influence. Take time for yourself, however, should feelings of moodiness arise on Monday. I mean, it is a moon day after all. You're able to confront challenges on Monday without expectation because of your self-determined approach and your recognition of your own potential. You understand the collective nature of life, and you're able to achieve your goals with efficiency and ease. With both the channels of awareness and synthesis still active, you experience a higher form of reasoning as you move forward in harmony with others. Excuse me. On Tuesday, the 26th of January, that's an 8 energy for the day. Mastery is probably, achievement is another one for the 8. The spiritual warrior also. Hagalaz, the Norn rune. That's the Norn rune of the past. Another one, a second one for the week. We had 2 last week as well. The Witch rune, destruction within established boundaries, also means hail or the cosmic ice age. Egg, not age, but egg. And protection. Also conjunctio again today on Tuesday, so as it was on Sunday. So again, union and joining. So perhaps we're breaking down barriers to that today. The moon's in Cancer and the human design channels are still awareness. Oh, well, we've moved actually into recognition here. Remember where we're realizing that limitation is what shapes us, basically. But also awareness. So on Tuesday here, you're going to choose a collaborative approach in achieving success as you foster change that reflects your fundamental values and seeks harmony with others. Let go of behavior that doesn't serve a collective path forward. Remember to pause and gather your thoughts before expressing them to others. Know that compassion and tolerance goes a long way when making your position clear. Not so pushy on a Mars day, on a Mars Tuesday. Moved forward by respecting boundaries and the input of others. The channel of recognition joins the channel of awareness. On Tuesday, we're reinforcing the idea that it is each one of us that determines our own potential from the limitations we experience. With that in mind, if called to a leadership role on Tuesday, be certain that your words align with your actions so that fundamental truth is preserved and trust is preserved. If the day becomes chaotic, look within to find your own role in that experience and then strive to reach a service to others' perspective going forward. On Wednesday, the 27th of January, 2021, we have a 9 energy for that day. Endings, completion, a humanitarian attitude and belief structure. Rado is the rune for today, the Elder Futhark rune. Soul journey, partnership, process over goal, harmonious movement, rhythm, justice, integration. Again, Puella is our geomantic rune for the day. Again, it's scattered, fickle energy, ambivalent, highly emotional. The moon is in Cancer until it travels into Leo at 6:55 p.m. in the evening there, or late afternoon, however you see that, Pacific Standard Time. And again, the human design channels activated by transits are again awareness and recognition. So for Wednesday, although goals are important, so is the process you take in achieving them. If you feel scattered today, the solution may be found while reassessing the process itself. If others are involved, gather their input before making any course correction. Until the moon travels into Leo at the end of the afternoon, interactions with others could be impacted. And as you experienced on Tuesday, you may still need to wait before speaking so that you convey your message in a rational and compassionate manner, especially if this includes a partner or spouse. If frustrations increase, take time away from the situation to gather your thoughts and regain your center. You may wish to withdraw entirely and take a solitary approach in an effort to achieve some inner awareness, especially if you're having difficulty finding common ground with others. It may be that your actions are in conflict with your fundamental values, so take the time you need so that your influence as well as trust is preserved. Trust is kind of a tricky deal this week, particularly with so much Puella energy. If you're too scattered, people don't take you too seriously, do they? Because you can't keep your thoughts, straight. You can't communicate effectively. So it's like your energy's everywhere, and everyone's like, "What's going on with you today?" So anyway, the 28th of January, Thursday, is our next day. We have a one energy for that day. And Uruz is the rune, the Elder Futhark rune for Thursday. The primal forming essence, it means health, endurance, manifestation, healing, strength, the oryx, and energy shaping matter. But it's not the manifestation of itself, remember, it's the force behind it. So it's the source presence, if you will, each one of our soul presence behind the decision to do whatever it is we're going to do and manifest what we manifest. The moon's in Leo, and again, awareness and recognition are the human design channels that are activated by transits on Thursday. So as with Wednesday, you may still feel Puella's influence of scattered thinking or energy. That said, Puella's loosening effect on perceptions may draw you to a new understanding or truth. With more information coming out daily surrounding the mob attack on the Capitol earlier this month, as well as the truth about how the virus has been handled thus far, you may be ready to take a new path forward, and that's in terms of your perceptions. It's funny because, when you start to discover the truth about something, it's like all of a sudden you might wake up and go, oh boy, did I have the wrong idea about that? So that's the kind of thing we're talking about for Thursday. Now that the moon is in Leo on Thursday, self-assertion may increase and your natural leadership skills may be sought. However, you'll need to balance that self-assertion with expressing compassion and empathy to avoid conflict due to intolerance or unrealistic expectations of others. That's what really gets us into trouble, isn't it? The unrealistic expectations we have either of ourselves or of other people. And they're like, you want me to do what? You thought I was going to do what? So anyway, kind of try to be on the same page with people if you can on Thursday in that regard. Set an example for others to follow as you remain on a service to others' path. Doing so will preserve the trust you've so carefully built. If you need to take a moment for yourself, though, do so to achieve a greater awareness of the situation at hand. Kind of observe and let things settle out. From there, you'll be ready to make any course correction that may be required on Thursday. Well, it's a one energy, so new beginnings are possible, So Friday, we have a special day. It's the 29th of January, 2021, and we have an 11 energy, which is the master number for illumination and awakening. We also have Ansu's, Odin's rune, as the rune for the day, the Elder Futhark rune. It also went into the bind rune, remember? You see right there, Ansu's. You can kind of see it there. I'll show you where it is. Let me turn it this way. It's up here at the top. You see the top part of it coming down over here, and then the second part comes down here, part of Dagaz. So that's how it appears in the bind rune. But Ansu's is Odin's rune, and it means divine message, spirit communication, eloquence, creation, higher self, divinity, and clarity. So it's communication from a higher self infused perspective, okay, and attitude. The geomancy rune for the day is conversely Kata Draconis, the dragon's tail, representing the south node of the moon influence. Endings, it's evil, the exit, lower kingdom, disaster, terminating affairs. But really what we're talking about there is the influence of the past or karma. And so it doesn't have to be so crazy and evilly, although it can be, I suppose. But it depends on how you want to see that. The moon is in Leo fully on Friday, and awareness and recognition are our human design channels for that day. Let me get another drink of tea here. So, for Friday, A master number day. Friday's 11 energy promises illumination and awakening. Be aware of synchronicities and the message they bring. Collaboration with others is possible on Friday if you express yourself with clarity and eloquence. I know it's hard, isn't it? Especially when it's Friday. You just want to go and get away from everything. Past issues are coming into focus and a new direction is required to heal those wounds. Understand the cause and effect nature of the situation and expect some accountability from those responsible for the drama, including yourself if appropriate. So although you may feel somewhat indecisive or experience self-doubt on Friday, it may be that you struggle, excuse me, losing my voice already. It may be that you struggle with balancing your perceptions with your emotional boundaries. This might come from early childhood issues that have impacted your emotional expression. So be gentle on yourself on Friday and give yourself time to sort things out if interactions with others become tense, particularly if this involves women in your life. That's a little bit of from an aspect with Moon Quincunx series. You get into the goddess planets and sometimes they're focusing on women. So anyway, Lilith is another one, only that's taming the wild within. But anyway, remain dedicated in your efforts to avoid carelessness and insensitivity toward others, withdrawing from interactions if your values become threatened by actions taken by the group. The north and south nodes of the moon shift their position, finally, again, in today's human design chart. It doesn't happen very often, but I like to note it when it does. It counsels the need to learn from past experience so that a consensus is reached. Their influence signals that it's time that decisions are made from inspired vision instead of from division and deception. So lastly, the 30th of January, Saturday, that's a 3 energy for the day. It's catalytic. It's alignment in mind, body, spirit. It reflects, communication and interaction and attention to detail, things like that. Ingus is the rune for the day, for Saturday. It's the sudden release of energy, or the seed. It represents male fertility, DNA structure. It's a gardening rune. It represents undeveloped potential, genetic inheritance, grounding. And also, with the sudden release of energy, there's a focus there, so it represents inner focus as well. Albus, or the sage, clear thought, wisdom, white hair, like mine, is the geomancy rune for the day. No, it's not blonde. It was brown at one point, and then it started shifting when I got my streak. This streak right here started when I was 16, and then I stopped dyeing my hair when I was 33, and this came out, and it was fun. Anyway, by the time I was 40, I'd cut it all the brown off, and this was all that was left. So anyway, this happened a long time ago. Anyway, be clear on the facts before making decisions on Saturday. The influence of Ingus is sudden in its effect, suggesting profound change is possible on Saturday. As new information is revealed, it may set you on a new course. Rise above any drama you might experience and become a voice for truth. It's time to let go of the lies that were perpetrated for the last 4 years, especially the ones in the final, at the end of things after the election. The lies to say that it was a hoax. It was just, none of it was true. And it was all to bilk more money out of supporters. So people have got to wake up as to what went on and who this guy really was and the damage that he caused, and the people, the Congress people that were involved, and staffers that were involved. This is a really, really serious thing that's going to come out, and more information is coming out every single day. So align with the truth and let go of the lies. If you were believing them, just understand that this was done to you. Okay? It was done to you. It's not because you were stupid or anything else. This was an expert con man who did all this. And so please understand that. With the moon traveling into Virgo just after midnight on Saturday, your focus shifts into routine tasks and taking care of business. And although you may feel risk averse on Saturday, it's time to let go of habits that prevent you from meeting challenges in a productive manner. If it's baby steps you need, you might try a different approach to one task at a time. You'll see in time that change is not only possible, but in the end you might discover a more realistic approach. Remain aligned in spiritual and emotional awareness on Saturday so that grace replaces divisiveness. If safety becomes an issue, however, keep your boundaries defined and remove yourself from a situation if it becomes necessary. With the virus increasing, especially with the new variants, one of them, the UK variant, is not good. And then I think there's one in South Africa that's also, they're saying, is difficult. You'll see in time, or excuse me, with the virus increasing, this is not the time to rationalize behavior that risks your health. CDC is recommending that whether you've had your shot regimen or not, you need to still wear masks for the foreseeable future. We're actually going to add a different type of mask to what we're doing. We're going to wear a dual mask setup here because of the new variants. Along with our face shields, we're going to wear when they arrive. They're supposed to arrive Monday or Tuesday. They're not a 95, but they're called a KN95, and some of them have been cleared. So while they're not the exact 95 that you're going to see in the N95 you'll see in the hospitals, the reason is that we don't have enough of them, and so I've looked around and I can't find any just of those type. But as President Biden increases the Defense Production Act on the PPE stuff, we may see the actual N95s become available to all of us. But right now, they still need to be given to the healthcare workers. So in lieu of that, there's a 5-layer one that you can get, and as long as it meets the requirements, it's a better option than just a cloth face mask alone, they're saying. Now we wear those, but we wear the blue. You can get these blue shop towels. They come in rolls and they're very thick. And so we've been putting layers of those in between the mask and our face. So we've been adding extra padding there with that. But what we're going to do is when we get these, we're going to use the KN95s and then either another surgical mask over it or the cloth mask over it. Either way, just to kind of double up the protection with this new variant. My husband and I are somewhat concerned about that because we've not had any vaccines yet here for us, although I guess they're available for him being a veteran, but we're going to get them together. So he's going to wait until I can have mine. And so with the vaccine shortage right now, we're just kind of doing whatever we can to stay as safe as possible. We're continuing to wipe things down before we bring them into the house from the store. We're continuing to wear latex gloves when we go out and about. We're taking hand sanitizer when we get back to the car from the store. We wipe our gloves off with hand sanitizer. We wipe our masks off with them, just to be sure. Just kind of pat them with the hand sanitizer. So we're trying to be really, really safe right now because we don't know what this variant means, and because we've not had any type of protection at all from any kind of a vaccine. We're just going to stay real vigilant. And even after we do have the vaccines, we'll continue to do this because, again, things are changing with it and variants are coming up, and they will. So we kind of have to stay vigilant right now, and we're going to follow CDC guidelines. And fortunately, the new administration is doing the same. So it's just been such a calm week last week. It was amazing. Anyway, we're turning a corner, folks. Anyway, thanks so much for watching again. This is going to go up after I watch it. I'll make sure it's okay, and then I'll post it on YouTube and then stick it over there on the blog on the left side panel. It'll also go up over there on Patreon. And again, Esoteric Influences will go up both there. It's a little expanded version of it over there on Patreon to include some witchy stuff. But that's a paid site. You got to pay $1 to see that, so $1 a month. So anyway, if you want to follow me over there, that's greatly appreciated. Otherwise, follow me over there on Medium as well. There's links below the video of other places I am. Mostly I'm on Twitter, though. So there you go. Anyway, thanks again for watching. And if it's cold where you are like it is here, stay warm. Stay inside if you can. And we have to go out a bunch of times a day to deal with the chickens and stuff. So make sure they're okay and to kind of, replace their water because they can't really be outside in the snow right now. So they're inside. But we have to take eggs here in a bit to someone that we sell eggs to. So We'll be doing that today, but we're going to go to the store real quick and come back home. And then because we got to pick up a few things. But beyond that, we're just going to wait for this stuff to melt. I think it's going to melt in the next few days, but we'll see. Anyway, so stay inside if it's snowing, and have a wonderful week, and be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.